Warning: the following film contains strong racial language. Strong language used to pursue an accurate depiction of how people talked and behaved in the 1800s. Please do not get offended, and if you do, we are sorry.
I am from Africa.
Come here, nigger.
Fuck the work, man. Get down. Pick up. Okay. Okay, I will.
Throughout the centuries, America has struggled with slavery and racism. A trade called the Triangle Trade was going on between the 1400s and 1800s, especially by Europe, West Africa, and southern USA. Africa sent slaves to mostly southern USA. USA sent cotton, sugar, tobacco, etc. to Europe, and Europe sent goods and deliveries back to Africa by the materials they got from America. Slavery was extremely common among white people. About 2 out of 3 white citizens owned or co-owned slaves on farms. And as you probably can imagine, they were heavily threatened. In 1860, Abraham Lincoln and the Republican Party ran a campaign against extension of slavery to new states and abolish of slavery at all. He later won the election, and 7 South states declared their independence even 1 month before he moved into the White House. They were for slavery work and against Lincoln's viewpoint. Both the new and old administration saw this as a revolt.
Hey, what are you doing?
Is this America?
Yeah, this is America, but you are not allowed to enter this country. Sorry. You have to go back.
Why?
This is not allowed anymore. You don't have room for any more slaves.
No more slaves
No
in
more
this country?
niggers. Go back.
No
go
more
back to
slaves.
Africa.
On February 4th, 1861, the Confederate States of America was established and declared their independence from the Union. South Carolina, Mississippi, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, and Texas were all part of the Confederate States. Jefferson Davis became their president, and Montgomery in Alabama became the temporary capital. We are now separated from the United States of America, and we are now the Confederate States of America. It's a deal?
Yes, deal.
Thank you, man. On April 12, 1861, the Confederate Army attacked a military station on Fort Sumter. The American Civil War had now begun.
This is Fort Sumter, and we will not let the Confederate States take over Fort Sumter. We are from the Union, and we will abolish slavery with our leader, Abraham Lincoln.
I am from the Confederate States, and I'm about to blow up Fort Sumter.
This attack was considered as a victory for the Confederate States, and President Lincoln asked every state for a military army. 4 new states, Arkansas, Tennessee, North Carolina, and Virginia, refused this and joined the Confederate States later on. In May 1861, General Winfield Scott told Lincoln his suggestion about having a blockade around the main gates and entrances to the Confederate States.
Okay, Abraham, I have the perfect plan to defeat the Confederate States. It's called the Anaconda Plan. I'm going to show you what we are actually going to do. Are you up for it?
I'm up for it.
He wanted to have a blockade along the southern border and the Mississippi River. This plan would make a bad impact to the Confederate States' economy, as well as split up them in 2 parts. At the end of the 1861, all local traffic between the harbors were completely shut down, and the Confederate States suffered more than ever economically and regarding food.
The Battle of Antietam, also known as the Battle of Sharpsburg, was fought on September 17, 1862, near Sharpsburg, Maryland, and Antietam Creek as part of the Maryland Campaign. It is the bloodiest single-day battle in American history, with a combined tally of 22,717 dead, wounded, or missing. The Union won the battle and set peace in Antietam. Abraham Lincoln was an American politician and lawyer who served as the 16th President of the United States from March 1861 until his assassination in April 1865. Lincoln led the United States through the Civil War, its bloodiest war and perhaps its greatest moral, constitutional, and political crisis. In doing so, he preserved the Union, abolished slavery, strengthened the federal government, and modernized the economy. These were the two main leaders during the Civil War, Lincoln being the leader of the Union, whilst Jefferson Davis was the leader of the Confederate States. Abraham Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth on Friday, April 14, 1865, while attending a play at Ford's Theater, as the American Civil War was drawing to a close. The assassination occurred 5 days after the surrender of Robert E. Lee and the Confederate Army of Northern Virginia. Booth was a well-known actor and Confederate spy from Maryland. Though he never joined the Confederate Army, he had contacts with the Confederate Secret Service. The American Civil War ended on May 9, 1865, by proclamation and surrender by Jefferson Davis, the leader of the Confederate. To summarize, this was one of the bloodiest wars in America. Even though racism is long gone in many ways, there is still some hints, sadly, of racism in the world. In the US, there has been several shootings of black people, stated to be just because of racism. So we want to take this opportunity and use this film to spread the message. Even though racism has been abolished in many ways, slavery has been abolished by Lincoln, we still find traces of the poor treatment against the African American people and black people all around the world. Please be kind to one another and treat everyone with respect.